All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Mark Raymakers here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Thank you so much for taking time to join us here today on this webinar with Mutual Trust Life and Kip Walker. We're going to talk about the Horizon Guarantee product today. So this is a recorded webinar. Once this is completed here this morning, we'll email that over to you. Of course, I like to follow up with a phone call to see if you have any questions or maybe any cases that we can help you out with. The question box is open, so if you have any questions as we go, be sure to go ahead and type those in there, and we will present those to Kip as we go along. So again, thank you for joining us. Kip, thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you're a very busy man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a few things about what Insurance Agency Marketing Services can and will do for you. So if you want to just hang on here real quick, I will go through those things with you. And first of all, we have our referred producer program. Now, this is a big deal for us. And, you know, just like you, we like referrals. So what we do is we compensate you for your referrals. And what we do is once you send us a referral, we'll send you a check for $50 once they contract. And then every time they write a piece of business with us, what we'll do is we'll put money into an account, and then each quarter, what we'll do is we will send you a check for that amount. And if you see here, an example is if you have a producer that writes, say, $1 million in annuities or single premium life, or then a fraction of that on traditional life, you get 20 basis points, which in this case, 3 producers at that level would yield $6,000 in cash for you. So if you think of anyone that might be a good referral to send over to us, just let me know. You can call our office here at 800-255-5055, and we'll go ahead and get them set up, start sending you some checks. Now, you will not be taking a commission hit. You're not going to have to worry about any types of chargebacks or anything like that. Now, here's the thing that I really like is market reimbursement. So as you write business with us, what we do is we put money into a reimbursement account for you. And so, for example, you write $100,000 in single premium life annuities or $10,000 in target life premium. We put $200 into a reimbursement account for you. And obviously, we're coming up to the holidays now. A lot of times, what the advisors will do is they'll have a Christmas party, and they might spend, say, $1,000. They send us the receipt. We turn around and send them a check for $500. So 50% of whatever your expense is. This is in addition to your commission. So remember that. If you get appointed with us with Mutual Trust Life today, anytime you write business with them, it'll go towards that. So it's a great reward for you. We also have our new producer bonus. I do notice some new names on here this morning. And so let's say you get contracted, you start writing business, or maybe you've recently contracted and haven't written anything yet. What we do is we have different production levels, little bonuses for you as you go. So if you were to redeem your bonus at any one of these levels, anything above that you would not actually be able to claim. So here, let's just look at, for example, 100,000 level. You write $100,000 in, and this is dollar for single premium or annuities. Again, it's a fraction for traditional life. So what happens is you get a $750 cash bonus if you like, or you can choose a 2-year website. And this is something if you want to buy into, we can have that website set up for you in one day. Or you can pick an iPad. So either one of those 3. You might wait till you get to the 300,000 level. The Social Security program, the 3,000 piece mailing, that's been really popular. And so that's going to help you get in front of more seniors. We just had our Life and Annuity Training Academy, had tremendous response as far as attending in this event. And that's one of the things we talked about. And if I were an agent in the field looking to get in front of more seniors, that would probably be a thing I'd like to do. This gets you an education, obviously. It takes some time to get to know this, but it's a great way to get in front of more people. So that's the Social Security program, 3,000 piece postcard mailing, and you can certainly buy into that as well. Or you might wait to get or choose the 2,000 marketing reimbursement. This is nice because that's a $2,000 that you can use to invest in your business. I've seen agents use that to beef up their lobby, their waiting room, so that's kind of nice. Or there's a $1,500 gift card as well. Lastly, if you want to wait to the 500,000 level, this is really about seminars and coaching. We've got 2 dandies for you here. Matt Gill has a 5,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching, or Dave Pimper has 4,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching. These gentlemen are very good at what they do. That's how they make their living, is in seminar sales. They get out there, get in front of a lot of buyers. I think Matt just in our academy last week said he attended, I think it was 5 different trips in one year based on qualifying through IMES trips and qualifying for company trips. So these gentlemen are very good at that. You can certainly call if you have any questions on that, or if you want to buy into it, you can. Otherwise, you can earn that. The last choice there would be the Ritz-Carlton Travel Rewards package. So those are our new producer bonus options. Now, we do provide for, I believe, top shelf back office support. We are here for a broad spectrum of the hours in the Midwest here. So if you're on East Coast, West Coast, we've got some pretty good hours to assist you. I know we have people that are staying here till 5:30 p.m. Central Time, get in as early as 8 o'clock in the morning. But we help you all the way from submission to commission, everything that you could possibly want to assist you in your business. From quoting to contracting to sales expertise and coaching. We do it all for you here. And we'd certainly appreciate the opportunity to assist. So when you write a piece of business, you submit it to us, we scrub it, we order the exams, we get it to the home office, and we stay in contact with you every week via phone and email to keep you up to date with what's happening with your cases. So it allows you to do what you do best, which is staying out in the field, prospecting and selling. So this is something that we're really proud of, is our creative marketing solutions. We've got a team here that can really put together some top quality, beautiful pieces for you. And just real quick here, anywhere from the very start of whether it's brochures, it's branding of yourself, it's digital solutions, anything that you would need to set yourself apart from the competition out there. They create some really nice marketing pieces they can personalize for you. They also have done some fabulous work on logo branding and design for you. If you haven't done anything like that, I'd certainly encourage you to do that. If you're doing business with us, then you can certainly get that taken care of there on that side. And then anything you can think of from social marketing, Facebook, you name it, it's out there, it's available to you. So if you have any questions, you can certainly call and ask for Tasia or Josh in our office, and they'll get you set up there. Our website, if you haven't checked that out, I encourage you to do so. It's www.imesinc.com. Everything you could possibly want to do business is out there for you. So I know there's times where you might be out in the evening, a late appointment, we're closed, or on the weekend. If you need anything, contracts, applications, rates, brochures, whatever, you can pull that stuff off of our website. So I encourage you to take a look at that. With the DOL, we have created our own RIA, and we have now the IMES Wealth Management. So what we have here, I'm going to double check here and see. Okay, not on here. So what I was going to do is I was going to ask you if you were interested in having one of our fine folks from IMES Wealth Management give you a call. If you would just type in the question box, wealth management, and then I'll go ahead and have one of these folks give you a call. But this is what's nice. I know I was in the field, and one of the things I did is I got my license to sell equities because I knew that I was leaving money on the table. And this is another way. Maybe clients were very well covered, had their life insurance or whatever it was in pretty good hands there. This was an opportunity for me to get in the house, get them as a client, and then earn them over in other areas of the business. So the nice thing is that you're going to be making more money. You're going to improve your retention. You're going to be able to offer more products to your clients, and obviously that helps your persistency. And you're obviously viewed differently by your clients because of the fact that you're so well-rounded. And getting a series exam is a pricey thing. It takes a lot of time, but this is something that we will help you with. So if you want to get that completed, you can certainly, again, you can call our number here and ask for anyone in the IMES Wealth Management team, or you can certainly type in the question box, IMES Wealth, and we'll go ahead and have one of our folks give you a call. Okay, almost done. So we have our Life and Annuity Training Academy. We actually just had this last week in Des Moines. We have 3 of these a year. And so what I'd like to encourage you to do is, if you're not getting training today, one of the things that I've noticed is that the most successful advisors out there are constantly learning. And so this is a great opportunity for you to grow your business on the life and the annuity side. So what I'm going to do here real quick, I just want you to go ahead and I'm going to have you mark yes or no on this particular, well, if I can get this poll to come up. There we go. I'm a little slow on the draw here this morning. So here's what this is. We pay for your airfare, your meals, and your lodging. We fly you in on a Wednesday. You get there, we'll do a dinner. We'll do a few short presentations Wednesday evening, all day Thursday, half a day training on Friday. We'll get you back home. This is a great way to increase your life business, your annuity business. We even talk about what we can do to help you on the IMES Wealth Management side. So getting your series license. This is just really, truly the best training event that I've seen out there. Now, we're done doing these for 2017, but in 2018, we'll have a whole new schedule. By marking yes, what we'll do is we will email you the agenda for 2018. This way, you know what's going on. You know when we're going to be having these. You'll know what we're going to cover. So I would certainly encourage you to mark yes if you would like to know more about this. What we'll do is we will keep you up to date as far as those particular training dates. And boy, it doesn't look like we're getting much of a response here this morning. I don't know if you're all getting free training elsewhere, but I'll tell you something. This is a pretty pricey deal when you look at it. You're getting it for free. We pay for your airfare, your meals, and your lodging. This is not just a product training. That's not what it's about. This is about sales concepts and how to incorporate different products into your presentation and to truly grow your business. I've seen agents that come into this, advisor that come into this, all they sell is annuities, and by the time they're done, they have increased their production by utilizing and incorporating some other concepts to offer life insurance, and vice versa. Life agents that are adding annuities and equities to their offering. So it certainly is a great way to grow your business there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. If you change your mind and you want to know more about our academies for 2018, just call our office. We'll get you information on that. We're also big on rewarding you for your production. This year, we're qualifying for the Boulders Resort and Spa. You have until the end of the year here. This is for producer and guest. And typically, if you're writing $2 million in points, that would be an accumulation of annuities, single premium, traditional life, annuities and single premium life, or almost dollar for dollar. You get a little bit more for the SPL. But if you get about $2 million, we'll invite you and your guests. This is at the Boulders Resort and Spa, February 25th through 28th next year in Scottsdale, Arizona. Would love to see you there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this over to Kip. So Kip, if you've got your screen up, if you got your PowerPoint, I'm going to go ahead and give you control of this. And again, if you have any questions as we go, the question box is open. It's all yours, Kip.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. I appreciate it and appreciate you having me back. It's always a pleasure to work with you and have a chance to talk with your producers. And I'm very excited about this. We have a new product, a mutual trust, and it's the first new product that we've had in some time. And for those of you who aren't familiar with mutual trust, we're a over 110-year-old participating or mutual company, and we recently merged. Well, 2 years ago, we merged with another mutual company called Pan American in New Orleans, and it really has, since that merger, been the dawn of a new era for mutual trust. We were a small, scrappy insurgency little mutual company, and we were doing very well, but we learned that, you know what, nobody wants to hear that size matters. And we heard from ratings agencies that it mattered because they wouldn't give us any better than an A- rating because of our size, even though we had 6 times the capital we needed and our sales were good. And so it was hurting us, and this low interest rate environment was hurting us as well. And that showed up in our dividends. And so we were taking it in the chin. Our flagship product is built on high early guaranteed cash values. The Horizon Value is our early guaranteed cash value product. And while it crushes the competition on cash value in the early years, you know, if you take a look at Penn Mutual, Lafayette Life, Ohio National, you look at their cash value for a given premium versus ours, our guarantees beat their guarantees plus dividends. So that was all great, and we were doing really well on that. But what would happen was, because of our small size and low interest rate environment, our dividends started to fall down in the later years. So after our merger with Pan American, it's a whole new ball game. We're now part of a solidly mid-sized mutual company, $5.5 billion in assets, $1 billion in capital and surplus, A-rated across the board, AM Best and Fitch. And we came out with a new product, Horizon Value, which was really a reincarnation of our product that we have been using for quite some time, that high early cash value product. And it used to be called Covenant 2. The Horizon Value came out, and again, terrific guaranteed early cash values. But with the new product, what we were able to do was incorporate a brand new dividend scale that took into account the merger and the much higher investment returns that Pan American's investment arm is able to get. So now those dividends are singing along. We are competitive. Not only do we crush in the early years now in cash value, but we're right there in the later years as well. So very exciting. So that was the first part of the Horizon series, that Horizon Value. And now the second part of this Horizon series is the Horizon Guarantee. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we'll take a look at the methodology that we use. We'll take a look at the features of the products and target markets. We'll focus on one in particular, and then we'll talk about what that means what it means to add Horizon Guarantee to your practice. Take notes. I encourage you to ask questions. Everything that I'm going to show you is going to look good, but that doesn't matter unless we can make it work for you. So if you think of some clients in your book of business, on your calendar, appointments coming up, please write those names down. Be happy to talk to you, and Mark would be happy to talk to you about how we may be able to help you do the best for your client, whatever the case may be. So let's take a look at the product methodology, the design methodology. Our current sales, as I've already mentioned, have been focused on the Horizon Value. Horizon Value, again, is designed to have those high early guaranteed cash values. And that means when you look at us versus the competitors I mentioned, we're just very strong in that area. Not only that, but we have arguably the most flexible paid-up additions rider in the industry. And if you're not familiar with whole life, you can think of a flexible paid-up additions rider as the cash account in an IUL. So this has been our focus, and we've been doing very, very well in that space. And this product is great for those who like to do infinite banking, focus on those cash values, building in the policy. Those who like to do college planning because of the flexibility and liquidity that we have. There's no surrender charges. Cash value builds very quickly, especially when you use that big paid-up additions rider. And so we've been very strong in that area. But what we've been trying to do for a while was to add riders and make changes to the Horizon Value to make it fit in other markets. And what we ended up doing a lot of times, sometimes it worked because the product's so flexible, but many times what we ended up doing was just diluting the product in those other markets. And so when we went out to the advisors and we asked them, what would you like to see from mutual trust product-wise? And they said over and over again, you need different products to compete in specific markets so they can be more successful in those markets, which made complete sense. And when you look at our portfolio lineup, which we will, it's clear that we did not have a low premium, fully guaranteed death benefit solution. So let me show you what I mean. This is a continuum of premium to value of all of our products in our portfolio. Our marketing department put this piece together a couple of weeks ago. And what you see is very low premium, low value select term on the far left. That's our term series. All right, 10, 15, 20, and we still have 30-year term. And then if you move to the right, you have higher premium, higher value offerings with Legacy One, our single premium, Horizon Value, the one we've been talking about with high cash values. And when you move back to the left, you go look at the second column, you have permanent coverage on a budget. Now we have a product called Economax. And Economax is a blend of whole life and term, but it's not fully guaranteed. The full amount isn't fully guaranteed all the way to age 121 because, again, it's a blend of whole life. So about 50 to 70% will be whole life. And then, 30 to 50% will be whole life. And then the remaining face amount is purchased by dividends buying one-year term insurance to make up the rest, okay? So let's say you have a 50-year-old and he wants $100,000 in coverage. The first year, the full $100,000 is guaranteed, but after that first year, only the $50,000 is guaranteed. Now this product has done great, and it's a very low cost, and it's even within this low dividend environment, the face amount has stayed up through life expectancy into the 90s. So the product is great, but there are many advisors and clients who just can't get past that face amount, dropping down to that whole life portion that's guaranteed. So that's where Horizon Guarantee falls in. Permanent coverage on a budget all the way to age 121. But we're going to take a look at some of our, let's take a look at it in a little more detail, and we'll take a look at some of the target markets and what those guarantees really mean. But this product has the maximum guaranteed death benefit for our lowest guaranteed premium all the way through. The guaranteed cash values build gradually to be greater in later years, as opposed to the Horizon Value, again, where they're pushed up in the early years. This is a different product for a different market. So the cash values build more gradually. Likewise, the dividends are sloped out to be greater in the later years as well. And this provides premium flexibility as what your clients' needs change, and they will change as we get older. Your needs when your 30s and 40s and 50s are different than your 60s and on. So this product provides a lot of flexibility in those later years. One important piece that I'll mention a couple times here, we did not build this on the back of the advisors. The Horizon Guarantee has the same strong first year and renewal commissions as the Horizon Value. So if you know anything about us, we have really brought renewals back to the industry, you know, that mailbox money that everybody likes to get. So we still have those same strong commission and renewals as our other product. Okay, let's take a look at some features. Here's some nuts and bolts. Issue ages are 0 to 85. 85 is our highest issue age in our portfolio, along with our Legacy 1, which is that single premium. And that's 5 years higher than a lot of other carriers offer. Minimum face amount is $50,000. The minimum for preferred classes is $100,000. We have the same rate classes as our other products. So we have consistency across the portfolio there, as well as we have the same 5 bands available at all ages. How about riders? We have the chronic illness rider on all cases, table 4 or better. And just as a refresher for those who are not familiar with our rider, this is a no-fee rider, and it is automatically issued, as I said, on all cases, table 4 or better. It allows the client, the insured, to accelerate the death benefit from anywhere from 5% of the face amount to 24% per year until that face amount is drawn down to $10,000. It can be drawn on up to $1 million in coverage. Okay, so there's a little actuarial adjustment on the back end in the death benefit as they draw down on that chronic illness rider, but there's no premium charged. We don't need to see any receipts or how the money is being used. They just need to be certified by their doctor as being unable to do 2 of the activities of daily living or have severe cognitive impairment, and both those need to be considered permanent. So this is a great rider for those who are just not going to pay $5,000 a year plus for a long-term care insurance. And those linked benefits have become very popular in this market. So it's a great rider, and that's included on the Horizon Value, for Horizon Guarantee and the Horizon Value. We have a single paid-up additions rider for those 1035 exchanges and dump-ins for up to $500,000, regardless of the base premium. Now, if somebody has some money they want to put in from a IUL or UL that they didn't fund properly and it's failing, so they 1035 that out, they can do that. We have an annual flexible paid-up additions rider. Now, with the Horizon Value, our other cash cow product, we had no limits up on regarding the size of the premium versus the base. So that goes into the PUA. So that's designed for a different market. With this one, we had to do everything with cost in mind. So the paid-up additions rider is limited to 30% of total premium going in. So if you're paying a $10,000 premium, no more than 30% of that premium can go into the paid-up additions rider, and that's where you build that cash value quickly. All right, so $3,000 of $10,000 will be able to go in. Still a substantial amount, and still, you know, a great way to provide additional savings on a tax-deferred and income tax-free basis. All right, and again, same strong first-year commission and renewals. We did not build this on the back of the advisor, so our commissions are very strong. This is also our first product to take advantage of the 2017 CSO table, which everyone has to comply with by 2020. Now, in this product, it really worked to our advantage because you're able to get a higher death benefit for less premium due to the advancements in healthcare. You know, people with heart issues are living 10 years longer than they used to just because of statins. So we adopted that and used that in this product, and it worked out very well. How about our target markets? Well, we're looking at clients who are looking for the maximum base policy death benefit with long-term premium flexibility. So those individuals who, again, they want to continue paying premium until maybe they retire. And then when they retire, they don't want to pay premium anymore, or they want to pay less. This product is great for that, as we'll see. Also, and we're going to take a look at this one more closely, low-cost, long-term guaranteed death benefit with an exit strategy. The low-cost death benefit space has been dominated by GUL for quite some time. What's different with our product? We provide an exit strategy. That means that you can get out of the contract for value without dying, and you can do it in any year. Right? You don't have to wait 15 years to get half back or 20 years to get your money back, and if you don't take advantage of it, you lose your opportunity to get your return of premium. Okay, so we have a lot more exit strategies and variability and flexibility in this product. We're also looking at clients who are looking for a forced savings aspect to their insurance coverage. So maybe they have tax refunds that they don't want to use and they want to save for retirement. They can put it into the Horizon Guarantee and build up a cushion so they have their legacy in place. They also have a source of income tax-free retirement supplement that they can draw on if they need to anytime. Okay? We're also looking at those, finally, who want to build a legacy on an annual premium basis. So we've talked in the past about a smart money or lazy money solution. And that's where, client has money sitting in a checking account or a money market savings account. They don't need the money, but they want those guarantees. They want to know it's there, and because they want to be able to get to it if they get sick or need it for any kind of an emergency. We can take that money, put it into our smart money solution. They have the same liquidity, better rate of return, and they leverage that money for a higher benefit for their children and their grandchildren. Okay, so those individuals have a stash of money sitting aside. Many of these individuals may not have that. They may not want to use that money for that purpose. So maybe they are 70 and a half, and there's a lot of individuals out there, clients out there. They have money sitting in their qualified plans, and they're coming up on 70 and a half, and they're gonna have to take these RMDs because the government wants their cut, right? They want to take their taxes out and get their money, and these clients don't need that money. They don't know what to do with it. Well, this would be a great option for them to take that money, leverage their health, and provide a better legacy for their children and their grandchildren. Okay, so those are the markets we're looking at, and we have different presentations that go into detail on each of these, but I'm going to look at the second bullet point, the low-cost long-term guaranteed death benefit. So the Horizon Guarantee provides a fully guaranteed premium, death benefit, and cash value. And the cash value isn't just building in the contract so that we can charge a higher premium. All right, it's building in there because it provides the ability for us to have the stronger guarantees that many clients look for in whole life. The power of the guarantees in whole life insurance are unmatched. And it's that cash value that's building in there that allows that to take place. All right. The cash value provides the flexibility and lower net cost over time. And again, when you're looking at the commissions, again, it's like being a dead horse, but the same strong first year commissions and renewal commissions, because we're very big on that, and we like to talk a lot about it. But let's take a look more closely at this guaranteed cash value and what that really means. All right, all guarantees are not created equal. Both these gentlemen are driving what could be called a car, right? Both cars have 4 tires and a steering wheel and get you where you want to go. But that doesn't mean that that's the right car for that individual. Okay, the same can be said for guarantees in life insurance. Let's talk about GUL. GUL companies guarantee a premium and a death benefit, but they guarantee something else, zero cash value or substantially zero cash value. Kind of comes into existence and then goes away. All right, no cash value means your client guarantees something back to that GUL carrier, that their needs will never change. When they're 40, 50, 60, 70s, their needs will never change. Is that realistic? Okay, no cash value also means no exit strategy. All right, very difficult to get out of these contracts for any value unless you do it on their terms in specific years. There's no non-forfeiture options, which means no full guarantee. So the client is guaranteeing something else back to that GUL carrier, that they will pay every single premium on time every month until they die or until age 121 if they're unfortunate to live that long, right? If you could pay the premium on the Horizon Guarantee in the grace period every single year, every month, for the entire period of the contract and never lose your guarantees. All right. What happens if you miss a premium payment on a GUL? You lose your guarantees, you lose your secondary guarantees, you jeopardize some or all of your death benefit. All right, that's what happens. So these are the kind of guarantees that we're talking about. Now, as I go through this, don't misunderstand me. I'm not bashing GUL. I'm pointing out the differences. All of these products are valid. We're a strong believer that all products in the industry are great for the right person. All right, it's just a matter of finding the right product for the right client. And we think we have one that's maybe going to fit in a space where maybe that client doesn't want to see zeros in those columns every year. All right, so let's take a look at how these guarantees impact cost and what is low cost. So products like the Horizon Guarantees and the GULs, they're guaranteed to age 121. So why are we focusing on the price in the first year alone? Does that really make sense? Let's take a look at a case study. We have a male 45, best class, $500,000. The premium on the Horizon Guarantee is $7,520. The GUL premium is $4,000. All right, that's $3,500 more. I get that, but let's take a look a few years out. Total premiums paid after 5 years is $37,600. Total premiums on the GUL, $20,000, right? $4,000 a year times 5 is $20,000. That's still quite a bit more, but let's take a closer look. How about the guaranteed cash value? Well, the Horizon Guarantee has $24,470 in the guaranteed cash value. The GUL has 0 in year 5. It's always going to be 0 in year 5. All right. So when you subtract out that guaranteed cash value from the premiums you've paid, what's your net cost now? Well, in the Horizon Guarantee, it's $13,130. The GUL, 20 minus 0 is 20. All right. Mr. and Mrs. Client, are you going to be paying on this contract for at least 5 years? If you are, then your net cost over that period of time is going to be lower with the Horizon Guarantee. If there is no value, every dollar paid is cost. Let's take a look at the Horizon Guarantee in the first 5 years a little more closely. And what I want you to notice is that even though this is a low-cost product, when we went to the advisors and asked them how to design this product because they work in this market, they said we need to see the cash value increase by more than the premium by the 3rd year. So that's how we designed it. So even though it's a low-cost product, what you see is that in year 3, the client puts in $7,520 into the Horizon Guarantee. Their cash value goes up by more than that, $8,355. All right, $90 more. So we're building that value in quickly, and the client can see it building, and that helps with persistency and keeping the policy in force. And it adds to the value for the client because they can use that money. They can take loans against it. They can surrender it in whole or in part, take it wherever they want. There's no surrender charges. So if your guaranteed premiums pay for your death benefit that's guaranteed and gives you more back in cash value, what is your cost? Let's take a look at the cumulative effect of these guaranteed cash values on net cost over time. So as we go along here, you have the first 5 years where you have cash value building on the Horizon Guarantee. And what's happening in the guaranteed UL? In the GUL, the cash values coming along at 0, right? So you see a pattern here? Now, by year 5, we have in that annual net cost column, you'll see bracketed numbers on the left. Those negative numbers are positives to the client. So the client's putting in $75.20 each year. In year 3, they have $90 more than they put in. The cash value increases by $90 more than they put in. Okay. By year 4, it increases by $385 more, and in year 5, it increases by $690 more. So as the cash value continues to build, the net cost to them over time continues to go down. And so what you can see is actually by year 4, their total net cost, remember that's premiums minus cash value, their total net cost guaranteed is $13,820 versus $16,000 in the GUL in 4 years. So again, Mr. and Mrs. Client, are you going to pay for at least 4 years? Your net cost is going to be lower over that period of time. Now in year 20, how do we look in year 20? Our total net cost on the Horizon Guarantee is $380. That's a negative. So that means the client has all the premiums they've paid in cash value plus $380. That's a guaranteed return of premium in year 20 right there. All right. What's your net cost on the GUL? Well, if you don't surrender the contract in year 20 and take your money and blow up your whole legacy, your net cost is $80,000. That's sunk cost. There is no additional value in there. And again, sometimes these contracts have some value that pop up in there, but you can't take loans against it. And if you surrender it, your policy is, you surrender half of it, your policy goes down by half. So I mean, there's just, you can get some value out of the GUL, but it's very limited and it's on their terms. With the Horizon Guarantee, they can access that cash value anytime throughout those 20 years and beyond. Okay, and they have additional options as well. And let's talk about those. So in year 19, when your client's 64, their guaranteed cash value exceeds their total premiums paid. And what does that mean for them when their needs change? It means they can reduce pay up the contract. That's when we take a look at the contract, we reduce the face amount down a little bit or a lot, depending on when you do it. In this case, it wouldn't be too much because he's got 20 years out. And then it's guaranteed paid up. The client has to never pay another premium again. The cash values continue to grow uninterrupted. The interest rate's 4%, by the way, on the cash values, okay, plus dividends. And then that death benefit will continue to rise as dividends are paid. Okay, so they have options. They could keep what we call PPV, the contract. That's where you have the premiums paid from the cash value. So you keep the face amount intact, you keep the premiums coming due, but those premiums are instead paid by the cash value of the product in whole or in part. The client could start taking income. They could reduce pay up the contract and start taking income from the contract to supplement their retirement. They could surrender the policy, 1035 the money, and just do something completely different. Maybe their kid is in jail for the third time and they hate their kids now and they want to do something selfish. They could take the money and do that. If you get back more than you paid in, what is your cost? So let's take a look at what options your clients have when their needs change with Horizon Guarantee versus the GUL. So we've already kind of hit on this. They could, with the Horizon Guarantee, what if they want to skip a premium payment? Okay. Horizon Guarantee, you have non-forfeiture options. You have that cash value in there that you could do that. You could use the dividends to offset the cost of the premium. With the GUL, you just don't have that option. All right, you skip a premium payment on the GUL, and your plan is done. It goes away. What if you want to reduce the face amount? Some GULs offer a one-time reduction. With the Horizon Guarantee, you could reduce the face amount anytime you want. You can go down anytime. You just can't go back up. Or you could also just reduce the face amount down to a paid-up policy. All right, so you have a lot of flexibility, a lot of options when your needs change. As I mentioned, stop paying premium by having the policy paid out of the cash value, premiums paid out of the cash value. With GUL, there is substantially no cash value to use to pay premiums. So the only way you're going to get that value out of there is to die. How about taking income? Again, generally down the road, these GULs are not going to have any cash value in them. All right, so there's no income to take. With the, as we saw with the Horizon Guarantee, you have substantial amount of income that you can draw on, income tax free. How about just surrendering for value? Many of the GULs will allow you to take, in year 15, you can get half your cash back of the premium that you paid in. In year 20, you can get it all back, maybe 21, 22, 23, but you have to take it in those years at that time. All right. Most of the time, the only way you're going to get value out of these contracts, you can't get contracts out of these, value out of these contracts while you're alive. All right. The Horizon Guarantee has an exit strategy, and it's there every single year to take advantage of. The key here is we're talking about living benefits. These are living benefits that your client can take advantage of instead of having to talk to them about, when they die, this will happen and that'll happen. There's more to whole life than death. So again, looking at this from a cost perspective, a cost is the value of something that is exchanged for something else of value. So as we've seen, after the first two bullet points there, they both provide a death benefit, they both provide chronic illness. The value ends there. There's no value building in the GUL every single year. With the Horizon Guarantee, it keeps building. Every year it gets stronger and stronger. And if there is no value, it's not low cost, it's just cheap. How about our mutual advantage? As a mutual company, we are owned by our policyholders. And how do we reward our policyholders? We pay dividends. And when we pay dividends, that increases the value of everything in the contract. When we pay a dividend, it moves into the guaranteed column. All right, whole life products are always understating their guarantees. Once that dividend is paid, it can't be taken away from the client. It increases the cash value and the death benefit for the rest of that contract and can't be taken away from the client. It also increases the value of those chronic and terminal illness riders. so that if they get sick, they can draw on a larger pool of income tax-free cash that they can use if they need to go into a nursing home or need in-home care. This is just taking a look at the impact of those dividends over time. And what you can see is that the dividends have a substantial impact on that, on the value of that contract. Let's take a look at year 20. You have guaranteed cash value of $154,000. That's going to happen no matter what, that 4% guarantee. You add the dividends into that on the very far right there, you have $178,000 20 years down the road. See, $24,000 more. And with the death benefit is guaranteed, it's guaranteed to be $500,000. You add those dividends in, it's $47,000, almost $48,000 higher 20 years down the road. So the value just keeps going up. And what would your death benefit be in the GUL, by the way? It's guaranteed to stay at that $500,000 level. So it's not building, it's staying the same. So one of the questions that we had when we started rolling this product out, and I knew this was going to come up, and I brought it up in our meetings in preparing for this product launch, was somebody's going to ask, what if you buy the GUL and invest the difference? And so we took a look at it, and we found a very nice result. If you take a look at a male 35, best class, $500,000, and it doesn't have to be that. I didn't just cherry pick this, okay? We see this across the board. And let's take a look at the premium. All right, the premium's $5,030 in the Horizon Guarantee. The GUL, it's $2,475. Okay, it's $2,250 or $2,555 higher. You know, it's a substantial amount higher. And so if you take that excess, that $2,555, and you invested it in a side account, all right, what would the rate of return need to be to match the cash value, guaranteed and non-guaranteed, in the Horizon Guarantee? What would that rate of return need to look like? Well, if you want to match the cash value 30 years out on a guaranteed basis, that side fund would have to earn 5.25% every single year, compounded annually, not even including the impact of taxes. That's pretty impressive. And I think that's a huge part of this story. And we are actually going to develop a tool so that you can plug in those numbers. A very simple tool. You can plug it in, show the client what they would have to earn in that side fund if they wanted to buy the GUL and invest the difference, and what they would have to earn to match the cash value in the Horizon Guarantee. If they wanted to match the current cash value, meaning the current dividend assumption, they would have to earn 6.8% compounded annually every year, not even including the impact of taxes. So that's a powerful story, and that is something that shows the client how much value is actually building in these contracts and the risk that the carrier is taking on for them in providing that rate of return every single year so that they can match the cash value in the Horizon Guarantee. So there are many cases, I've talked to advisors where they think that whole life is this dying product, and they just have many misconceptions about it. But let me just share a couple of things with you. Whole life was 37% of all individual life sales in 2016. Whole life had the largest absolute dollar increase in 2015 and 2016 for sales. Whole life sales have grown for 11 consecutive years. That hasn't happened in quite some time. Sales of whole life by independent agents has increased by 15% in 2016. That's not a majority, it's not a huge number, but it's higher than it was the previous year, and that year was higher as well. So it's not just these captive agents that are using whole life and coming around to whole life again. It's those independent agents like yourself. And the reason is that there have been eras in life insurance where new mousetraps have come along. UL came along, and we were promised 9% interest for the rest of our lives, and of course that didn't happen. And then the VUL came along, and the market was booming, and everybody was making good money, and people were doing premium finance, non-recourse premium finance on these products, and that got clamped down on, and the market crashed. And then VUL, sales tanked, and everybody came back to whole life again. And then IUL came along. Now IUL's been running along for a long time, but now we have the situation where we're in a very, very long of a tooth bull market. And when you start to sell an IUL in your first year in the IUL, you get a goose egg because the market tanked that year. You're in the hole. So I encourage you to take a look at whole life as a strategy to protect your business. Get whole life products in place now, whether it's ours or somebody else's, because the market is swinging back the other way. And if we have a big goose egg in the market, the stock market coming up, clients have always fled to whole life and to safety when that happens. It happened in 2001. It happened in 2008. And, we're coming up on another period here where it probably will be happening, or it already is happening again. So I encourage you to take a look at whole life and get some whole life into your business, because there is a substantial amount of whole life being sold out there. 37% of all the premium out there is whole life. What part of that could be yours? Talk to Mutual Trust and talk to IMES, and we can help you introduce whole life into your lineup. And the Horizon Guarantee is a great start, a great way to do that. And we are not above bribery. We have fantastic conferences. In 2018, in June, we're going to Australia. Now, the requirements to get there are very, very reasonable. It may be a little late to get to Australia, but it's still possible. But what you could do is, if you're a writing agent with IMES and you sign up with Mutual Trust, you can get to Australia selling $30,000 in premium, a little less than that, and 6 cases. So that's all you need. So it's very, very reasonable, very doable, and we treat you like kings and queens. Our conferences are top shelf all the time, and I don't think I'm divulging anything that shouldn't be divulged when I tell you that we are actually going to Lima, Peru next year. So you're probably one of the first to hear that on this call, but we're going to Lima, Peru. So we're very excited about that, and we'd love to help you get to Lima, Peru next year. And with that, Mark, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, so the question box is open, folks. If you want to go ahead and type in any questions that you may have, we'll go ahead and take advantage of Kip's time while we have him here this morning. So Lima, Peru, that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Of course, I have to qualify too, so.
You need IMES to do their part to help you get there, don't you?
Well, anything that's, it's all about just all of us making more money helping our clients. So anything that we can do to do that, just all good stuff will flow from that.
You betcha. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions. Let's see here. I don't see any. Unless, of course, I deleted something here. But yeah. Okay. Well, as I mentioned before, what we'll do is we'll email the recording here to you. And then, of course, I'll be following up with a phone call. So if you have any questions, you can certainly jot those down. And when I call, we can discuss those. Or you can call our office here, the 800-255-5055 number. And then we'll go ahead and address those at that time. But otherwise, Kip, it looks like we've got an empty question box in here. So obviously you did a nice job covering that. So, okay, Kip, thank you so much for taking time here with us this morning. And for all you out there, you can expect an email and a phone call from us here within the next day or two.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity and appreciate everybody joining us today. And happy selling.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.